Ladies and gents, welcome back. Episode 3 of our Cities Skylines playthrough. I just realized I got districts, and I haven't done districts yet. I want to show you this. This is just a super cool thing in this game. I've got a special idea for districts that I'm going to let you know about in a second. So, you get your district tool, you grab it and drag it around like a paintbrush. We're going to get just this kind of area right here. And boom, created a district currently called Broad Hills, but you can change this. And as a special tribute to my subscribers, I'm going to name areas after you guys. My very first subscriber was a guy by the name of, or a guy or girl by the name of Candle Shoes. So this is going to be Candle Shoes Heights. Boom, you've got an area named after you, Candle Shoes. Thanks very much for subscribing. I'm going to do a ton of districts. There's going to be the business district here. There's going to be way more suburbs over here. So expect that eventually I hope to get to all of my subscribers. I'm sure we could get that many districts in this area if I remember to do them. I found myself kind of forgetting to do districts at some points in time in my last playthrough. But I will try to remember. So today's episode is about two things. One, we are going to develop the central business district. And we're going to start extending that down just a bit. And getting kind of our arterial road a little, maybe we might change this road a little bit because we do need this to be kind of a fast north-south, and we're going to have an east-west artery as well. And to begin with, it's just going to be a basic intersection, but as we develop in the game, we're going to have to do some tweaks with it, with overpasses and little exit ramps and that sort of thing, just so that traffic can stay flowing. The second thing that we're going to do is do a bit of sustainability work. And what I mean by that is to make sure that we have at least the basic services in place for our residents. You can see we had a couple burned out buildings because our fire services are not the best right now. So we're just going to make sure that they've got at least the beginnings of essential services and work on that a bit. But first we're going to work on the business district. This power line is causing me grief, so this has to go. I can't develop while this power line is there, so we're going to move it. We're just going to bulldoze all of this stuff, get that out of there, get that one out of there, and that one out of there. We're going to run this instead upward, and then we're going to make a tiny little connection if it's even needed. It isn't needed, so we don't need to do that. But we are going to run this upward. Just like that, cross the road. And we'll attach that to our industrial area right there. Is that in the grid? It is. So that'll be fine. Let's get the game going so we keep our income coming. We need to do a east-west arterial road. And for now, that's going to be an avenue. So we want to pull, say, this off. Why is it curving? I'm not on a curved road. Maybe it's because I pulled it from that particular area. Here's what we got to do, guys. We're gonna have to take out our nice little curvy road here and do a little something a little straighter, just because this is gonna be a main road in our city. So we'll have to pull it down just a touch straighter. We're running out of money again. Okay. We can do like angular ones, that's no problem, but the curvy ones kind of mess with the traffic flow just a touch because it's hard to pull other roads off of them. That's going to be fine. We're going to run one down. We're going to run one across. We don't have a ton of cash. Let's speed up the game. Oh, we've got power issues again. Okay, constantly balancing things, right? Let's look. We don't have a lot for a power wind turbine, which is 6,000. We have a lot of money coming in per week, but let's see. Have we paid our first loan back? Nope. We still have some time on that loan. We're going to have to let them brown out a little bit again. How bad are we on power right now? No, they're still getting power. They're just, sometimes not getting it. I mean, you can live with that, right? If you don't sometimes get power, it doesn't piss people off. So let's give this another week, and then we'll have enough to buy a power station. Then we can work on our roads and whatever for the central business district. Almost there. Couple more ticks. Got it. Let's slow the game down. We'll put this in before people get too angry at their negligent mayor. 7 megawatts, 8 megawatts. Don't break that power line. There. Stick it in right there. Okay, stop complaining, people. So we're going to have main artery here, a main artery east-west. Then there's going to be some that'll run along the coast and some that run along the southern border, which this will eventually turn into once we upgrade this, which we won't do now because there's no point to it. The traffic just isn't bad enough. Did I just break the connection? That's why they don't have power. I broke the line connection. Let's just pop that. Sorry guys, didn't realize that. There, now you've got power. Okay, let's slow down again. So let's put in some quasi-arterial roads right now. We don't have a lot of cash, so let's just do, yeah, just like something like that to begin with. And we'll have one kind of going off to the west as well. Then we're going to have some interior roads, which these will eventually be avenues. So we're going to make kind of a neat little sweep of an avenue that comes just along the... not enough money. It's just my plague. Let's speed up again. We're going to make a little sweeping road right about there. You don't want to make your intersections too close to each other. But this one is only going to be going to the east. So we'll grab and drag it up here and pull it just in like that. Okay, so that is a nice one. We don't want to do a whole lot of connections. Like, we wouldn't want to connect a two-way road out of the one-way road. This is working just the way it's supposed to, so we'll leave it alone. We are going to zone in some of this interior space, however, because this is going to be a little business street. And get the zoning going. This takes tons of concentration, right? Zone in, and I'm just gonna leave it a little bit off of the corner. There's no point. No, there's no point in doing that because this is a dead end corner. That's fine. We'll zone right to the corner. I am gonna leave it off a little bit of the main street until we have a reason to put it on there. Let's just dezone that guy just a touch. So we had a lot of commercial demand there, so they filled it up pretty darn fast. What is our demand looking like now? We have industrial alone. Okay, so we're going to have business district here. We're going to have business district here. We need to do some pipes. Let's do some more piping. There we go. And we're going to have like kind of, you know, roads that are like this. So they'll be coming in this. They're not going to connect, guys. Don't be connecting every darn road to every darn road. That creates intersections and it creates traffic problems. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with doing a road like, say, that. Except I want to have a straight road. Ugh, it just irks me. Straight road, just like that, or even like that, or even into the corner. This is fine. And the businesses in here will thrive. And you need to make sure that you've got your arterial road, your feeder road, and then your local roads. That's how you keep the traffic down. Okay, so like here's a good example. So you've got tons of traffic on the avenue. You've got heavier traffic on here. Look at the one-way road, how smooth it is. People don't stop. But let's have a look at this one. This is kind of like your feeder road into the residential area, which will likely eventually get bumped up to an avenue. This one here is a feeder area to this. The traffic doesn't get too bad on these little interior roads, right? Like, look, there's only one moped driving down this. These people don't have any business being down there unless they live there. Think about that in your business districts as well. One-way streets, very efficient. If you're going to have a two-way road, don't pull it in like this. Because trucks or whoever think, hey, I can get through this road, it's more efficient than driving around, and all of a sudden all your little side streets are just chock full of cars. So doing a little road like that will be just fine. It gives you extra zoning too, right? So you can zone this now, and you can zone this now, and you've just created more zone for yourself. They got water, they should be happy. Let's have a look at our industrial zone because we kind of left this alone the first time. So look, we've got the road here, very, very busy. This is the main road coming in. Could very easily be upgraded, but we're not going to do that right now. We are just going to make some little exterior roads on this side. Let's just bring this out one more, couple more. Come on, connect. I screwed that up. I screwed that up. Let's do... Boom, just like that. Little curve, that's fine. So let's pull this road down. We're not going to connect to that back part. Did I break a line or am I running out of power? Let's check. I am running out of power. We need more. We actually have money this time. Isn't that nice? Our loan must be paid back. Okay, too steep, too steep, too steep. Breaks a line, too steep. Right there. I might want to do 2 at this point because we are running out fast and we are expanding fast. Okay, so you see when I connected that road that now the traffic wants to move around there because they found a shorter distance, maybe going this way, or it's less traffic going that way. So think about that when you're doing road connections, that, you know, if you're going to connect another road, you're going to get traffic on there. Let's do a little bit of a, hey, look, Boomtown. We got another 2x2. We can't even do anything with it right now, so we're just going to leave that alone. We got buses, and buses are very important to get into your city early. You might think, okay, your city has, what, 2,500 people in it, or 2,400 people. How many towns do you know of 2,400 people that have bus routes? You have to take the numbers of residents in this game and multiply it by a factor of 10 to get an accurate, a somewhat accurate visualization of how many people are in your city. So this would be a city that's basically about 25,000 people right now. And in a city of 25,000 people, there are bus routes. Now, what bus routes do you want? Let's make a bus route right now. Do we have enough money for this? Is it? Oh, it's very expensive. Let's leave it. Let's leave it for now. I promise I will do buses soon, though. Okay, let's finish off our little bit of industrial zoning down here. We want to make some roads. Let's make this guy pop out right there. And we're going to do a couple roads back here just to pull the industrial a little more towards the east. Do that. And we'll do, yeah, let's do a little triangle. That'll kind of look neat. And then we'll grab a road right in here to fill in this gap. Just like that. Let's see how our water sitch is doing. Little water we need. Okay. And now we'll zone the heck out of this thing. Do we want zone on this side? Maybe we do. The traffic's not bad there right now, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's just pull this big zone sweep. Broad strokes of the brush right about now. Just like that. We will zone this guy. And good. Yeah, we got a little interior one here that we could do as well. Okay, that should take care of that. We have a little bit more residential demand. Do we have any open lots? We have a couple open lots, but not a ton. So let us think on how we're going to expand this area. We have a bit of an opening right here that we could pull a road off of. Let's not make it straight. Let's make it slightly curvy. Just like that. And we'll zone that guy up. I don't want to zone the main street one right now. I will eventually, just not right now. I'm going to try to keep traffic to the local roads only. As much as we can anyway. Okay, just about done the zoning. There we go. Check and make sure they have water, and they do. Go ahead, Sims. How's our garbage dump doing? 16% full. That's perfectly fine. Let's check our info. We've got sufficient power, sufficient water. Garbage is looking okay. Any areas of the city that don't have good coverage? No. It looks like everybody is happy with their garbage coverage. Education. So we have some better education going on in this area because the kids have gone to school now, but we have kind of a new little suburb over here that we should give some education to as well. So let's see what's a good spot for putting the school. That's a pretty good spot, although it leaves these guys out completely from the school coverage. They'll still go, but it takes a long time. What's the most fair position here? That still leaves them out. If you put it there, it leaves everybody else out. So it's kind of a damned if you do situation. I'm going to have to say we'll put that right about there. Yeah, that looks good. We needed to do it because our elementary school coverage was running low, as you saw. It was in the red at that point. So, put another one down and everybody's happy. Healthcare, we still do not have any healthcare up and running, so I think that is something that we should do. These don't have a ton of coverage. You can see it's a fairly limited area. You know, if you put it in a residential zone, obviously it'll cover that zone fairly well. But if you put it central, you see it hits both areas pretty darn nice. If you put it here, it doesn't hit the top area, but if you put it here, both areas are covered because we have really good traffic flow in this area. So we shall put it right... We need to put it where the power lines are. Run a power line. That's okay, we'll run a power line. And we'll have to run a water line, because you need water to do medicine. And, oh, it's got power now, so that's good. Just needed water. Let's check our pollution. Exactly where we expected it to be. These guys are not going to be overly happy with that, so I think what we're going to start to do here is to pull back the industrial zoning. And let's just get an overhead view so we can do this with some accuracy. We're going to pull this back and let the pollution die off. And I think what we'll do is grab another landfill and move it out this way. Hopefully the garbage coverage is still okay once we do that. I think it could still serve a city from out here, but I'm not 100% positive. You can't move a landfill when it's full, but you can empty the landfill, and once it's empty you can demolish it. So I think we'll put this down here. I don't plan on bringing the business district anywhere near this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start emptying this. And the trucks will now take the garbage from here and move it to that one. Once this is empty, it's gonzo. We want to get all of this pollution to pull back down into this area. It was kind of necessary to zone the industrial that close because we only had the one zone at the time and we didn't want to get it too far away from the residential area. But now that we have a bigger area, let's move the pollution back over towards the freeway. Nobody wants to live by the freeway anyway, or the highway. This area right here is becoming a little bit of a main thoroughfare, I guess you could call it, as is this guy here. So we might want to consider at some point upgrading this to a larger road. It doesn't look too congested right now. You can see on the traffic map a couple areas of our city are a little bad. Right at this intersection here, obviously because it's a bigger road coming onto a smaller road, that's to be expected. And this area right here, why? Because it's a four-way intersection. So not the best idea, and I think I might just bulldoze that road right here and move that, because that will solve the congestion. Where do we want to put it? We want to put it onto this road maybe, and then it can just feed back. Or do we want to have kind of an intersection? Let's see what kind of an intersection this creates if we put it there. It has stoplights. I don't like that. Stoplights there, stoplights there, stoplights there. Not good. Let's get rid of that. We don't even need that connection, honestly. We could do something like this, and that gives people an out from the Crescent area to come this way. It also gives fire better coverage, which we're going to need because this damn house is on fire right now. Okay. How are we doing for demand? We're doing okay. We need some residential. Do we have residential lots open? We don't. What we're going to do is we're going to start doing this back road. Yeah, we'll just grab some of this. We don't need to do too much at once, but we'll grab a few lots anyway. We should be okay for now. Let's check and make sure that that road is watered, and it is. And this one, we'll just pull this pipe. Boom. Got it done. There's an area right here that's without water, and I know eventually that's going to get zoned, so we might as well just cover that off. Look at the spaghetti strings of pipes we got going on. As I said, I don't really care about making the pipes look nice. I mean, it's they're never seen, so who cares, right? How's our business district doing? It looks pretty good. Looks like we've got some development in there. Traffic looks really good through here. We've got some, what are these guys? Donut guys? Going to the drugstore and drop off some donuts. Let's go look at some lower level views of our city, guys. Look at, this is so cool how the cars park. Like you can see, so he works down here at the fish stick factory. You gotta be careful how you say that word. You say, end up saying fish dicks. But you can see who the owner is. You can see, okay, she's an uneducated adult. She lives at the Hemlock residence, which is, what, right here? That's the Hemlock residence. Surprising she didn't park in front of her house, but maybe it was full at the time. You can see if they're happy. You can see where they work. Fantastic. Let's take a closer look. I've got the tilt shift effect off because it makes the textures look kind of blurry when you're not focused on them. So if you see that it's a little different than what your game looks like, that's what I did, is I took the tilt shift off. Let's go have a look at our highway. Let's fly out to the highway here. We can't quite get out there. We can have a look from here. Isn't that cool? Look at that big hill in the back, bridge over here. Lots of petrol tanker trucks. Let's go fly through a suburb. Does this make sense? Does this look like a suburb? I mean, the road system is exactly how suburbs go, right? Big, long, and then they've got little juts in. I looked at some suburb traffic pattern pictures before I started doing suburbs in the game yesterday, just to kind of get an idea of what's typically done. This is fairly typical for the newer areas of cities. The older areas of cities are very grid-like. You'll find the occasional crescent, but you're certainly not going to find, you go to the newer areas of a city and they've got like something cove and bay and heights and crescent and God knows what else. And this is why, because there's like little juts off of every street, and then there's a jut off of that side street and a jut off of that side street. And it cuts down on traffic, certainly, but I mean, Jesus, as a guy trying to find something without GPS, man. Oh boy, who knows? So, we're looking pretty good for time today. We finished up our commercial district, or we didn't finish it, but we developed it enough to meet our demand. We've got our new suburb up and running, and we've started to zone what eventually will be a heavy residential area on the main avenue. And I think we've done pretty good for the day, guys. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.